It is here. We finally have the first official pictures of the new Creator 3-in-1 Horse Knights Castle. Guys, this is a really exciting moment because we are getting, for the first time since 2022's Lion Knights Castle, an official Lego castle that is kind of a standard gray type of castle. So we are going to be breaking down this set in this video, going over how it looks and some of the pieces, as well as those minifigs. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, this is a Creator 3-in-1, meaning it has 3 overall models. So we're going to talk about each one of them, but we're going to focus on the primary model because I think that's the one that is intended to be the focal point of this set. Now, this has received some criticism for being a bit small, and I took a look at the dimensions, took a look at the number of studs across and all that. It is about 30 studs across at the front, which is very similar to your classic castle sets. Those typically were about 32 studs across, especially the 1980s and early 1990s castles based on base plates. Some of the ones that were a little bit later on in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s were a little bit wider than that. Now, another interesting thing that I thought to include in looking at this is the height. Now, if you look at the back tower of this set, it goes up to about 25 studs or so, or bricks tall, I should say, which again is pretty similar to the average classic castle that we got in the 80s and 90s. If you take a look, for instance, at the King's Castle set 6080, that was a little bit shorter than this one. If you look at 6090 from 1995, that one maybe was a little bit taller than this one. So pretty much in range with that. Now, of course, this set also is going to be compared significantly to the 2021 Creator 3-in-1, and I'm going to put the pictures up side by side that you can see them right here, and I think you'll notice that there are a couple of key differences. The first one, of course, is the color composition. The 2021 version was predominantly dark blay in terms of its main focal point, with some light blay trim and a lot of reddish brown and yellow mixed in. This one is much more of a light blay set that has a little bit of the dark blay modeled in. You also have the main bedchamber and tower, or the main hall, that is got some tan and black and reddish brown mixed in there. So I think one of the key things that I see when I compare these two sets is the 2021 version is a little bit more coherent, and I would say maybe a bit more polished in terms of its general look. And I think some fans have noticed that as well when I look at various comments about this set. And I think that's an important distinction because some people don't really like the way this looks. I don't think size is the issue, but I do think there's just something that feels a little bit off about it. Now, another important comparison between the 2021 Creator 3-in-1 Castle and this one is that they both open up using hinges. They both close up, but if you look at the back of the 2021, it's fully enclosed on the back, and it's the inside where you can access the interior. This one is a bit different and is dissimilar to a lot of the classic castle sets where you would be able to close a castle up and the back would be closed and you could access the towers from the inside or maybe lift off a roof. This one, the Great Hall and the bedchamber are open in the back. Now, there's a lot of really cool details in there, but it is kind of odd that you can see that open from the back. And I think, you know, again, Lego wants to make this look good from the front, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to have it so open in the back. So I think that's a key distinction that fans are going to pick up on and may find this new one a little bit disappointing. That said, I do want to note there are some really cool building techniques using snot techniques for various windows. You do get a lot of great pieces. There are so many great light blade bricks, 1x bricks, like 1x2s, 1x6s, 1x4s. You get a lot of modified bricks. You get a lot of plates, a lot of arches, and you get quite a few windows that I think are going to work really well with a variety of castle style builds. So if you are getting this as a parts pack, you are definitely going to get quite a few useful pieces out of this one. I also want to highlight some of the accessories that you can see in these photos. Some barrels, you got food items like carrots and apples, you've got flags, lancets, and of course other minifig related ones that we'll talk about in just a moment. Now the secondary model is a Joust, and I think this one might be the most polished looking model of the entire set. Now this one is definitely a harkening back to the Kingdoms Joust from over a decade ago, which is a fantastic set. This one of course is much smaller, it's the budget version, and it's very narrow. But you can see that there's quite a bit of symmetry to the set with the towers. I really like how they've done that span in the middle where the king and queen can view the joust. I think that's really nicely done. The roof angle is very nice there. The overall aesthetic is very, I think, pleasing. You've got this wonderful tent that mixes different shades of blue, and then you have on the other side a weapons rack. And so I think those are all really nice features of that set, and with the joust and the brick build horse, I think it sets up pretty nicely for a fun build and a nice little display if you don't have a ton of room on your shelves. The third model is a market, and this one is kind of odd to me. It's definitely got this weird sense of coherence when you look on the inside, but when you fold it up, I'm not really sure what the point of it is. It reminds me a little bit of a scaled down version of the Bricklink Designer Program Seaside Market, where that one I think looks really good from the inside, but from the outside, there's not a lot going on in terms of really interesting eye-catching techniques. I think this is the same here. I do like the different components that they have of the stalls, and it makes very nice use of the parts that we have, but it is a bit smaller, and like I said, when you fold it up, it just doesn't quite look as coherent as it does. Now, I do like the windmill, and I do like that they're bringing in some medieval components to this set, but I would say the most polished is that joust. I think the most impressive overall is the castle, and the market is okay, but maybe we'll reserve judgment on that final judgment until we get our hands on a copy. Now let's talk about these minifigs, because I think this is what is getting a lot of LEGO Castle fans super excited. We do get 6 minifigs, and I'm going to first focus on the Horse Knights. So check this out. We get 4 different Horse Knights, but we get 2 unique torsos, and that's really huge for Castle fans. Now the common one is the white torso with the blue shield printing of the Horse Knight logo on it. They have a little bit of ruffles printed on, and they do have some silver chainmail across the top. It's very thin, but it is present there. They also have a king torso, and I think this is really fascinating because it's a little bit different. It has that dark blue chainmail going across the top. It's much thicker and definitely denotes royalty. The king also has a very fun looking hairpiece that has a crown on top of it, which I haven't seen. I don't know if that's a new piece. You have to check that out as well. Now, I do like that we get some additional elements for these minifigs that are very, very cool. So for instance, we get 3 of these Horse Knight shields that have the blue background, the printing, and they have that gold trim with some bolts on it. Those look fantastic. You get 3 of them, which I think is really nice to see that in this particular set. I also noticed that we do get a queen that has the visor helmet and a hairpiece with tiara as well. So that's a nice combination that we get. And we get a traditional guard that has the helmet that is able to stand on the tower. And we get this, what looks like a scout with the blue hood. Now the blue hood is interesting because it is the first time we're getting this hood piece in regular blue. So a nice recolor that we see with this minifig. Now all 4 of the Horse Knights do have the same leg printing, and I think it looks fantastic. It's got a little bit of the chainmail, the white coming down below the belt level. It's got the belt printed on it, and I like that they've done this. This is a really, really nice, clean look for a brand new faction. We also get for a 5th minifig a peasant, which I believe is also a new torso. It's got a white shirt that's got the little tie at the top, the strings to tie it up, and then it's got a brown jacket. It's not a super complex torso printing, but I do like that we get that, and the minifig comes with blue pants. Now, of course, another minifig that people are excited about is the Serpent Knight. Now, this one is interesting because the Hylian shield that we get is new. It's going to be a reprint of the shield that we got in the Zelda set last year. It's got this fantastic trim on it with these bolts. It's got the yellow background, the black serpent, looks fantastic. And the knight himself looks very interesting. So it's a black torso, black pants, but there is silver chainmail type printing on the torso, and that carries down onto the legs. So another nice printed leg that we get there. This minifig also comes with multiple head pieces or hair pieces. So you've got the hair piece and you've got the bucket helmet that he can wear, and it comes with a yellow plume. Now I know this is a small detail and some of you don't really care maybe much about plumes, but this is the first time we're getting this plume piece in yellow. We have all of the other classic castle colors. We've got red, we've got white, blue, black. Now we are getting yellow. So I think it has a little bit of completion to it, which I'm excited for. So these minifigs, all 6 of them, are fantastic. I know that there are some people that are disappointed with the brick-built horses, and you look at the unicorn castle that we also got images of, and it comes with a couple of unicorns. And to me, those are the minifigs of that particular set. This one, I would rather get these 6 minifigs than 2 horses and fewer minifigs. Honestly, I know that I've got a lot of horses, you may not, so maybe I'm speaking from a long-time collector who can just pull some horses out of a bag, but I do like that we are getting more minifigs here than we are the horses. And by the way, I think the brick-built horses are executed pretty well, and I think that's one of the goals of Creator. So overall, what is this set looking at? Well, I do want to note that I'm not entirely sure of the price. The rumored price has been $120 US, but that was also the rumored price for the Sherlock Holmes. And in fact, some of the press releases had that set at $120, while others had it at $130. And when you click on the Lego pre-order link, it does tell us that that Sherlock Holmes Book Nook is $130. It's possible that we will get that same price bump for this set because we have seen some reports that Lego is increasing their prices for summer and fall releases due to economic uncertainty, or at least that's the speculation, and tariffs. So it could be that that price is here for the United States and North America, maybe not for the rest of the country or the rest of the world, so we'll see. But either way, if it's $130 over 1,300 pieces, these minifigs, I think it's a decent value. Of course, if it's $120, I think it's a pretty good value. The other element to this that I know a lot of fans are excited about is seeing what this could look like if you take multiple castles. Now, I do want to speak to that here. I think this set looks good on its own. I don't think it's as clean as classic castles or the Creator 3-in-1 castle from 2021, but I still think it looks impressive. But if you do add multiples together, you can come up with a very large and I think meaningful, substantive, and beautiful looking castle, given the really fantastic selection of pieces that we get. As for us, we are huge castle fans, and I anticipate that we'll probably pick up a couple of copies of this on August 1st when it is reported that it is going to come out. I do look forward to reviewing this, but also building a massive castle to go into our castle layout. So I'm really excited about that. However, I will say, whether it's $130 US, $120 US, Creator sets do tend to go on sale at some point. And this one is not as strong of a value, I think, as the 2021 version because that was $100. I know there's been some inflation since then, and I think this one does a better job with the minifigs. So to me, like a $20 price bump would be worth it. $30 might be a bit of a stretch. But if you're looking for this one to go on sale, I would anticipate that at some point you'll be able to get it on sale. At the very minimum, insider's points at some point, double points, would allow you to get a little bit more cash back when you buy this. So I'm excited for this. I think a lot of castle fans are excited about it. I think it's a very well executed set. Of course, other Creator 3-in-1 sets we'll talk about in future videos also do a fantastic job with that. So I really hope you enjoy this. I hope you are excited for this castle, at least half excited as we are for it. Thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.